Hello, my friends. It's your friend Kevin. We're getting ready to do the Divine Daily Blast a little bit later today. This cold, sharp, pre-wintry snap has bitten its jaws into the mid-Atlantic states where I live, and I just decided to pull the duvet up a little bit and snuggle down with my Great Danes. Anyway, I digress. Let's get right to the cards, shall we? We are in angel numerology number 9 day today. Let me gather my notes and let you know what's a 9. Well, it's liftoff, declaration. What are you waiting for? This 9 energy brings with it a time to be creative and artistic, kind and caring, which we really should be doing all the time. Giving and sacrificing without any compromisation for ourselves. A 9 person is somebody born with a 9, angel numerology 9, that's their life number, is a humanitarian, somewhat philosophical. They've got healing talents. They might be a massage therapist, a doctor, some kind of healer. It's time to pursue your passions. We had Bridget last week. Now we've got Haniel, and we have the Lemurians. Basically, get into your spiritual roots. If you have a tarot deck handy, pull out the Empress or the Hermit card, or both, and kind of dig into those elements. Today, bring in Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel for giving you angelic support. My isms: I'm an instrument of love and healing. This I know myself to be. I am always in the flow of more and more greatness. Even when it doesn't feel like it is, we are in the flow of greatness. I expect all my desires and intentions to manifest always. Now, the moon, my darlings, has moved into Scorpio. As we go through the last little bit of this waning cycle, under this intense Scorpio moon, we have kind of got the idea of we know what to do. Let it all go. If you're harboring anger, resentment, or any icky, wicky, dicky feelings, or holding on to grudges, now is the time to really dump and release them. Let it go to get it all go to the divine. We're week number 51. There's only 52 weeks in the year. And just think about, do you really want to carry all of that stuff into 2026? I know I don't. And I think that's why take the last couple of weeks to sort of regroup, gather yourself. When we let go of things that don't serve us, we make room for things that will, even if we're not really sure what those things are. And I like it that I'm never sure what it is, because it makes this life that we have a big adventure. We are on an adventure. Every time we start a project, it's an adventure. Let's see what will happen. The wait and see what will happen is a little bit like getting in touch with our childlike spirit. When we were little, we gathered with friends. There's some friends we barely knew. We may have met them that same day. And all of a sudden, we watch either ourselves or we watch other people very quickly become acquainted. There's that inner knowledge, that inner knowing, that inner fire that tells you who you can and cannot trust, who you can and cannot align with. Just last week, I was at the nail salon getting these fabulous Christmas nails put on. And, well, they're my nails. They just polished them. There was a lady sitting next to me, can't remember her name, but we got into a conversation. She started chit-chatting, I started chit-chatting, and when she left, she said, "Thank you for such a delightful conversation. Have a Merry Christmas, enjoy." These are the kind of things that we make room for, the things that are unexpected, the unexpected greetings from complete strangers. That's what we're about. It makes the day so much lighter, so much brighter, and so much better. We could choose the opposite. We could be going down the highway getting upset and annoyed and angry. We could go into the shops and be upset, annoyed and angry with whatever's going on in there. And it is difficult when you're mixing with the majority of people that seem to be under the heavy weight of, ugh, which happens every single holiday season. There's that big, oh, goodness. Find nature. Find something that lifts your spirit up. Here's a message from Archangel Gabriel. When you need to breathe energy into your goals and dreams, call upon me, the Archangel of creativity and motivation. I am a fountain of infinite creativity. My imagination knows no limits. You, I, us, we know absolutely no limits, my woo-woo movers. I think that's what I want to call all of us in here. We're woo-woo movers. We move it. We're movers, shakers, getting it going. Spreading the love, spreading the joy. The Lemurians, they are our divine masters this week. Clairvoyant activation, psychic awareness, sensitivity, trusting our intuition. Now, I started to tell you yesterday that the Lemurians were an ancient civilization, inhabitants of the Pacific Ocean a long, long time ago. This sacred land, they lived in complete harmony with nature, and they had a connection with every living being on the planet. Their inner vision was fully and completely activated to the point to which their pineal gland, their third eye center in other words, was fully and completely developed. They could see for hundreds of miles in every direction in a similar way to the sonar dolphins and the whales. You know, we've talked about dolphins and whales have a extra sensitivity. They're able to connect through water. So, having this card with us all week is representing all of us as being highly tuned beings of the Lemurian civilization. All of us knew that the land would become a cataclysmic end. All of us, the Lemurian civilization knew that their land would eventually become a cataclysmic end because of many of their people were abusing their power and awareness. This is so very important. The Lemurians are dedicated to all of us who want to serve the earth, all of us that want to develop spiritual awareness, and they help us harness the gifts. So they've come in this week to help us with those psychic gifts. Get into your psychic development, join psychic groups, join development circles, anything that will sharpen your intuitive skills. The message from the Lemurians this week is that these psychic gifts that we have are being highly activated. We need to trust what we see, what we hear, what we feel, what we know. Whatever we're picking up is absolutely correct. Our sensitivity is so heightened right now that we'll be able to evaluate people's characteristics very quickly. We'll be able to read between the lines. We'll be able to see before things happen. Know that this ability will get stronger and stronger and stronger as we use these gifts. There's a very good chance that in this past, perhaps the past year, the past 3 months, your sensitivity became more and more overwhelming because you didn't understand it. That's the curse of getting into these psychic realms. We start to see, feel, hear, and know things that are out of context. They're out of order. They seem disorganized, yet if we pay attention and sit still with it, then go a bit further, ask the questions, tell me what I need to know about this. You could also ask, tell me where my blocks are. Think of this like a wonderful, wonderful flower or a tree or a blossom becoming light, letting the light in, letting in what you prepared yourself for at this moment. Lifetimes upon lifetimes of incarnations have led you right here, right now. And through embracing all of our uniqueness, all of our creativity, all of our talents, we can help and encourage many other people to develop their own. And I'm hoping this makes sense. I think it will make sense because why else would you be here? Why else would you be picking up on this light work, this light journey? But I'm encouraging you, go do your own. Also, join into this. You can dip into this every single day. It's why I now know I do it. At the beginning of doing these daily vibes, I didn't know. It was just we were in COVID and I was like bored to death of being told to bleach my feet and line up outside stores and wear masks everywhere. I mean, that was probably to keep us all safe, and I'm not knocking anyone who set up those rules, but they seemed a bit maniacal, if I'm honest. However, I do know people that did have the long-term COVID, And I take my hat off to them because that is not a pretty thing to deal with. It's certainly very, very challenging. And then the reason why I take my hat off is that they are strengthening their physical reserves in order to keep moving forward. But once again, these nasty viruses that have claimed the lives and harbored other people's lives do take a certain amount of spiritual courage to move through them. We have all had something in the last 5 years, probably 10 years, that we've had to push through. The challenges, the hills we've had to climb to get over it. Reaching higher and higher and higher takes a lot of courage and a lot of stamina. What I want you all to realize is you have the soul, you have the spirit, you have the strength, and you have the courage to push through. Now, our angel activator this week is Archangel Haniel. She's the goddess of the moon. She's also the queen that also opens up our intuitive skills. Haniel is also known as the grace of God. She's the divine feminine angel associated with the moon and the lunar cycles. She's part goddess, part angel, and she brings a soft, cooling energy to anything that feels fiery or anything that feels harsh. Her connection to the moon helps to tap into our emotions. And she can even support us in developing our intuition and our psychic gifts. So, all that to say, the Lemurians are bringing us psychic intuition and letting us see beyond the veil. Haniel is holding our hands and bringing us those cool, beautiful, wonderful goddess-type energies that let us see beyond and hold our hands when we feel a little bit fearful. And I'm hoping that makes sense. She's bringing us extra guidance and saying that if we keep having recurring visions of the future, you have the opportunity to change what's coming if you don't like it. Psychic abilities were here to help us create and experience the best we can possibly do in this lifetime. So if the issue you are worried about, concerned about, bothered by, is connected to you directly, it's essential for you to begin changing what you think, feel, believe, and know that's going to happen. This allows you to change the entire outcome. Know that your gifts are opening up, not only to guide you, but also to protect you from unwanted experiences. And her message is really claim the life you want for yourself. Claim the life you want for those you love. Claim the life you want for others. And that is your activation message. What does it say on here? I trust my intuition and psychic gifts. These two wonderful, wonderful, wonderful grandmasters, star people, really have come in with a big, huge message. We are in the middle of the mush and the shift. Let's see what the fairies have to say. Gertrude, Beatrice, where are you? Well, they're applauding, sitting around a campfire, staying warm. Beatrice is saying all the realms, all the fairy realms are all gathering, and they actually need us in human form. Yes, that's the message. They need us in human form to be motivated. When the spring approaches, which is not here right now, the flower fairies urge us to spring into action. Even if there's something you've been thinking about, just get on and do it. They say get busy and do it. It's interesting that this should be the fairy of spring and all these flowers should be blooming. And I'm not sure that that's so much the physical world. It's coming up. It's the next season up. We're just about to walk into winter. But what I do think that this means is that we're being motivated to open ourselves more creatively. And creatively doesn't just mean, you know, like I do with whatever I do when I create Mystic Bloom and get and do these videos, or when I'm doing the crochet. In order for you to get out of the ditch of doubt and the ditch of despondency, create some courage and get motivated to do something bigger. That's what the declaration is. Declare what you're about. Declare who you are. Declare what you're looking to do. And it sounds a little over the top, but you know, we're in the season of light. We're in the season of magic. We're in the season of miracles. We're in the season of glitter. Everywhere you go seems more magical at this time of the year than any other time of the year. Dig into that. Allow that little bit of extra time to move forward. All right, my friends, my phone is blowing up. I need to go find out who it is that's knocking on the door. Until tomorrow, big love. All the best. Bye for now.